It's 23rd of May and I've come out to look at the seedlings in the mini greenhouse, which I put them in to keep them safe. Yeah. They are not looking great. I potted on these basils on Sunday or Monday, 4 days ago, and yeah, they are all getting eaten by slugs or snails, which is really upsetting, because I really would like some basil plants. So that's annoying. I have sown some more which are coming up. There's loads of little sprouted seedlings, so hopefully I will have some plants maybe. Courgettes are doing nothing in these four. This is the best one, and that started to get eaten last night. There is a true leaf which I think has been eaten, which is upsetting. These I sowed on 4 days ago, so I don't know if they're gonna come up. I hope so. The cosmos, however, are doing so well. This is just one box of them. I have loads more by the summer house, but the cosmos are great. No complaints. So if I don't have anything else, at least I'll have cosmos this year. Except for my new variety, which have also been eaten. Oh, so sad. Oh, and there is about 20 nasturtium seeds in this. Only one has come up. What is going on with nasturtiums this year? They are not germinating. Last year I had loads. Not entirely sure what the problem is, but yeah, very strange. So here's the sweet pea structure that I made in the previous video, and we just did some clearing out of the forget-me-nots, which have gone over now and not looking their best. They look a bit scraggly, so they came up ready for the sweet peas to go in. They have performed so well. They grew so well in the pots. I'm really happy with how they're looking. They are super strong plants, and quite honestly they were screaming to be planted out because they were getting quite long. They were starting to wind around each other, so their tendrils were kind of choking each other out, so they were definitely ready to come out. But yeah, this was probably the best time. Any longer would have been too long, but they've done really well. There are two types of sweet peas. One is the fairy lights, which were sown from seed that I collected from my plants last year, and then there's also Enchanter, which were new seeds for me this year, and I have no idea which. I had a really poor labelling system. I thought it was really smart. I was only put one label in one of the pots and then keep them in rows because there were 3 pots of each, and I thought this will be fine. I'll remember which ones are which, but yeah, I didn't. So they've all got mixed up. It is crazy raining right now. This was not the best time to do a voiceover. The rain has stopped, so I no longer feel like I'm having to compete with that. Yeah, so the sweet peas have gone in. Basically, the idea was that I would have one of each variety going up each of the 3 poles, but as I didn't know which ones were which, it's a bit of a guessing game. And in each pot there were about 3 or 4 plants So I love worms. Worm break. Look at this guy. Look at him go. Doing a great job. Yeah, so having about 3 or 4 plants for each pot, I had to split them up to try and spread them around the poles a little bit. I didn't want them to be crowded at the bottom. I want them to be really bushy and kind of intertwined at the top, but at the bottom I think the idea was to try and give them as much space. But yeah, I had intended for them to be one variety, then the other, then the first one again, and just alternate them. But I don't think I managed that, and I don't think it will matter because there's so many plants here, individual plants. I think there must be at least 12 individual plants, 9 or 12. So all being well, they'll grow up and intermingle with each other, and it won't matter at all that I got confused with which ones were which. Sweet peas are in. I feel like I should have thought about having more branches on the bottom because they need something to climb onto, so I might need to put some temporary things in just to get them started, and then once they're attached to all these branches, I can take away whatever temporary structure I put in. But they're looking healthy, and I still have a few left, so I think I'll keep these just for another couple of days in case these guys get eaten or something, and we'll see what happens. I've come up with a plan. I'm going to use some more pieces of dogwood, and I'm going to cut a bunch of little sticks, and then I will place the little sticks around the base of the 3 poles, and then the sweet peas can start climbing up these, latch onto the poles, and then by the time they get onto here they can start climbing up the branches. So I'm going to go cut up some little sticks, and then maybe when it stops raining so hard, sit and tie them all in. We got a bunch of dogwood sticks, so these should be pretty good. The ones with multiple kind of branches on them are going to be the best ones because they've got little bits right at the bottom which the sweet peas can climb up. So most of them are quite smooth, but those ones will be really beneficial. I shouldn't have put them in a pot which have holes in because they just keep falling out. I'm so smart. While I'm doing this, I thought I would just share something that I wrote in my journal today. The prompt was thinking about why I'm passionate about living an authentic life, rather than focusing on the how. As in being like, why is this important to me, rather than how do I implement it and achieve it. So this is what I wrote. It's been surprisingly difficult to answer this, and I've struggled to articulate why living my authentic life and working towards my goals and dreams, implementing my values, is meaningful to me, and why I'm passionate about it. I realise that this question is the same as asking why I am passionate about oxygen. Why is breathing meaningful to me? For me, my passions and aspirations are what air is to my lungs, my brain, my blood. My gardening is keeping me active and present, grounded to the earth and my home. Art is allowing me to be creative and playful and curious. My videos are connecting me to a wider human world, but also to myself, both present and future. Without these things, it feels like being starved of oxygen. I wither. I want to, I deserve to, thrive. That is why. So it's taken me a few days to be able to answer this prompt. It's something I do at the beginning of each 4-week cycle. And it just came to me today. The reason why I couldn't find an answer is because, it's just is. It's important to me because it is. And I just wanted to capture that and share it. And it kind of explains sort of why I'm doing what I'm doing. My filming of the everyday of my life is a way for me to really connect with what I'm doing and be mindful and present, and it's allowing a connection to my future self, where I can look back and I can remember all these things that perhaps I might have forgotten in the bustle of the everyday. And geographically speaking, I am quite isolated, so having a way to connect with other people where I can't do that physically is really important for me. Essentially, I think I am finding myself now, and I am working towards living my authentic life, not in the future, but now, and that's really amazing. It's very wet. I couldn't keep filming because my phone would have drowned, but the teeny teepees are on. So the little sticks have been tied to the big sticks, and then I've tied in the sweet peas to the little sticks just to get them started, and just loosely with some garden twine adhered them to the sticks, so they're gonna hopefully realise that they can start climbing up. They can climb up the twine, they can climb up the sticks, and then they'll hopefully attach to the big sticks, and then grow up. So I am really glad I got them done. They really needed to go out, and I do still have some in the pots, so if anything happens to the ones in the garden, I do have backups just in case. I had a lot more than I realised when I was putting them in. I realised actually I probably needed maybe half of them, but hopefully the more the better, because if anything happens to one, I'll still have more to replace it. So I'm glad I didn't let the weather deter me. It is very wet, but that's no reason to not do gardening. A reason to not do gardening is because your back's hurt, and so I'm gonna stop now because my back is hurting from injuring it earlier this week. So I was going to plant up the cosmos, but I can't do that right now. Maybe later on or tomorrow, even if it's raining, I'll go back out and do a little bit of potting, planting out. But I'm going to go rest my back and have a coffee and maybe find a rainy day activity to do inside for the rest of the day. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'm excited to share the next one, which is the day after this video. So stay tuned for that. But for now, just enjoy watching the bees. I will speak to you soon. Bye.